Hello and welcome to this episode of Talking Trim. I thought I'd do a very brief video here. We're talking about Triumph and original colours. Specifically, this is from a TR2. We've got original cappings, literally the original actual cappings from the car, including the rather brittle leather coverings of them that a customer has supplied, and then aftermarket seat covers which we've made. We've used official Connolly Vaumol. So Connolly Vaumol, as stated on our website under our useful blog post on there, is the official leather used by a lot of manufacturers of interior trim of this era of manufacturers, so sort of 50s, 60s, 70s of British cars. And you can still get the Connolly Vaumol. There is a price on availability option on that, so just bear that in mind. But we often get a sort of a lot of questions about, matching original colours and people comparing it to original trim and things. And I thought I'd take the opportunity with this to show you these. So these are the original door top cappings. We refer to it as maroon. Triumph refer to it as blackberry. Very dark red, basically. But as you can see, really dark here. Now, initially to look at there, you'd look, okay, and you put it up against, this is officially Connolly Vaumol. You can see it's surface dyed vegetable tan leather from the official Connolly factory. You put them together, you're like, well, no, this is way darker here. And this is a very common example. People just assume that either colours don't match these days, which isn't necessarily true, or that if anything, colours are going to go darker because of sun bleaching, etc. I think this is a prime example, which is why I wanted to show you. You look at it like that, absolutely not. But then you take the material from the underside and you can see obviously it's got the tan back into it as per this stuff here, so it's only surface dyed. But you put that up against it and it's a much better match, as you can see. So this is almost a demonstration of when you're trying to match colours to original trim. One, you really need to make sure it is original trim and not just old trim. But two, you should be looking on the underside of panels, cappings, seats for an accurate representation of the actual colour. Don't be misled by what's on the surface and assume that just because it's been exposed to sun that it might be faded. Of course, that is the case with some colours, and it's also worth noting that some materials vary in terms of their exposure to sun and the elements, etc., in terms of what colours they change to over the course of time. But generally you want a minimal exposed piece, as it were. So the backing of a panel is always a good option, but I thought that was a lovely example showing you the contrast and how misleading it can be to compare what's on show normally versus actually what's on the underside. And this is going to be a lot more akin to how it left the factory originally, because it hasn't been exposed to the elements over the years as much as the surface there. Just bear that in mind. Thought it was a useful point. Anyway, please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts, and be sure to check in with us next time. Cheers.